Okay, we're now at Slam Dunk with Motion City Soundtrack. Now, just looking at, I can see you played the festival in 2021.
And whatever that one is, and whatever that one is.
Actually, we didn't play in 2021. We were supposed to. But that was still COVID danger times, and we ended up not being able to make it that year.
But you're on the poster.
We're on the post. That's all that matters, right?
So this is your fourth then, Slam Dunk?
Well,
based on
something like that.
2, maybe 3.
I want to say 3, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
We're old and we forget things now. It's.
But you're back with. I was very pleased to chat to you guys because same old wonderful waste.
Same old wasted wonderful
world. That's right. Yes, I knew I was going to mess that up.
That's right. I literally, we had a show a couple months ago where I was speaking to the crowd and I said, "We have a brand new record out." Completely blanked on the title, so don't even worry.
And this is the first new music in 10 years from you guys. So why the 10-year gap?
Well, we stopped being a band for 4 of those.
Okay, fair.
So there was that. But yeah, beyond that, I think it was like there was like touring off the previous record for a while, and then we stopped playing, and so
with a lot of anniversary tours of old records, and I think we're on that poster. That's for today.
Okay.
It also, to be honest, I think it took a little while for, I don't know how to put it, like to be fully creative again.
Yeah, and even once because 2020, we stopped in 2016, 2020 we did some tours again, and I think even at that point, it was kind of like, we're going to do some shows again. And that was kind of all we were thinking about at that point. So we hadn't really maybe we tossed the idea around of maybe eventually writing and recording some stuff, but we were kind of focused on, let's just play some shows again, have some fun, and we'll see where this goes.
So was 2016, was that a stop? Was it a hiatus? Was there any...
It was supposed to be a stop because, we did a big farewell tour that did all the US, UK, Japan, Australia, and all that stuff. So it was like a big, see you later. And then, took some years off, and then we kind of hit a point where, maybe we could play some shows here and there and, just not go as full-time as we used to be and everything. But
you end up with families and wives and kids and partners and being on the road all of the time for a long time, and sometimes we kind of were like, even for me specifically, mentally I needed to not be on the road all the time, and I needed to be home and support my family and be a human being for a little bit.
Yeah, I think everybody needed a break.
But there's a difference between, let's get back together and play some shows for the hell of it and writing a brand new album. At what stage was it that fact that you got back together that led on to the album?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did the initial tour and then started doing a little more and a little more and a little more, and then conversation started of maybe we'll start writing again. And I know some stuff was some ideas that kind of were there already that we never really developed, and some stuff was brand new, and we just kind of, even once we got into the studio, I think we weren't even fully sure what we were doing. We kind of had a little bit of a plan, but a lot of it took shape in the studio.
I mean, I think also being a band for a long time, going away for a little bit, coming back, you also don't really know if anybody cares anymore. You know what I mean? So I think coming back and playing shows and being this is still fun, and the crowd seem to be having fun. Okay, maybe there is a reason to kind of do something and make a record, and that you don't know what's going to happen when you come back.
I used to feel alive, parading around the tried to find him, but I just don't know. Crash landed long ago, and I was in some demand. I should have paid attention more, instead of waking up on someone's floor. I'm so sick of living the nostalgia down. I just want to separate the past from now. Stay in present tense somehow. Things change, time finds a way to take what we used to have. The people that we lost in love, and adoration undeserving of.
Because I mean, presumably there are a lot of bands, Good Charlotte, Bowling for Soup, you know, people celebrating 20 years, and there does seem to be a whole sort of revival of this music. Presumably people who now in their 40s, who were in their 20s, and have never gone away. I mean, do you feel you're sort of riding the back of that?
Oh, definitely. In the States, there's When We Were Young was a big proponent for the last couple of years of bringing back, or like realizing that people were excited for this kind of scene of music and being like, oh, they grew up and they have jobs and they can now pay to go to shows again, you know?
Yeah, and bring their kids now.
It's the same old wasted, wonderful world, so delightfully raging out of control. In a flash, I find myself on the verge, but I'm coming out of it now. Turning it around lately somehow. It's the same old wasted, wonderful world, and expansive changes are now taking hold. 'Cause we long to give them who they deserve. No, we're never gonna stop, never gonna quit now. Jettisoning what's keeping us down. It's sobering that we figured it out.
Because I think I played particle physics back to back with The Future Freaks Me Out, and you know, and without saying, well, this is like 20 years in between. See if you can spot the difference, and I don't think you could. And I mean, and were you conscious then that you'd come back as strong as you were before? In my opinion,
It's always a gamble.
thank you.
But thank you. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we were just, the interview we did right before this, we were just saying that, like, I don't know, we just sort of try to write stuff that we like and hope other people like it. Like, we don't we put thought into it, obviously, but we're not, like, going, like, let's do this. It's just like, let's just write some stuff and see how it goes.
God damn, I really had more to say about that dog. Can I just jump in for a minute? What a party, are you finished? What's that book about a man who thought his wife was a hat? Why you gotta be so pretty? I always seem to mess things up. Does anybody study particle physics? I just don't get it. Oh, why is there such a lack of connection between the things they say and the subatomic pieces I focus on? It seems algorithmic, I flood statistics, so perhaps I wasn't paying attention. Is there a doctor in the house who can figure me out? Whoa. It's like you need a PhD to get me, if you get me.
because I love particle physics, mostly because I've never seen a song with that many lyrics in it.
A lot of words. A lot of words,
and it's really good. And you got Patrick Stump involved in that as well. How did that happen?
Yes. I believe Patrick was talking to Josh, who's our guitar player, and was kind of like, I've been working on this idea, and it sounds more like a Motion City soundtrack song, so why don't we kind of go from there and make it a Motion City soundtrack song? And then it was, writing back and forth and putting our take on all of that also, and kind of became what it is today.
Does anybody study particle physics? I just don't get it. Oh, why is there such a lack of connection between the things they say and the subatomic pieces I focus on? It seems algorithmic, I flood statistics, so perhaps I wasn't paying attention. Is there a doctor in the house who could figure me
And so what next then for Motion City Soundtrack? Now that the album's out there, now you're touring, is there another album coming?
We haven't crossed that bridge yet, but a lot more touring. We have a lot of festivals in the States. We have a tour with Jimmy Eat World. We're trying to get more international stuff, obviously, coming over here. It's been a very nice, I guess, surprise. Might not be a very nice surprise. We played London last night, and like the response from the crowd, it really makes us feel like, oh wow, this is like, they enjoyed it so much, and like we're happy that we were there. So that helps us also kind of maintain the momentum, you know, feeling like people want you there.
Yeah, last night was really nice because I'll admit I was kind of in a shitty mood yesterday, and then we played the show, and that was like my favorite crowd in a long time. Hearing how they were singing to everything, but especially the new songs, like I feel like we hadn't quite heard like that good of a reaction for the new songs. Not that it's been bad, I just mean it was stronger than normal last night, and so that was like, it was, I don't know, it just felt really nice.
Your days are numbered, she said to me. I only heard the ones that tell me to believe. The great destroyer, from grave I crawl. I feel the overwhelming nature of it all. I'm not like them. No one can stop me now.
And that sort of mental and physical stop that you talked about, that's the issues you had that ended up with you stopping, with that gap and with that change of mindset, and presumably 10 years later when you can presumably bring kids to shows and things like that, does that now open the door to going forward where at one stage it would have shut it?
I think what it does is it makes us a little more cognizant of how much we can bend before we break, if that's the way to do it. Like, it's kind of, a lot of bands if you talk to, there's a certain week on tour where all of a sudden it just feels hard, and
Just
so
all you start thinking about is going home.
So we're trying to be cognizant and realize, don't overdo some of that stuff that really kind of broke us earlier.
Yeah, in our early days, we were literally like almost out like 300 days a year sometimes. So it's much different this time, and it's a much more manageable schedule these days.
Your days are numbered. Just wait and see. One day I'll disappear and you'll be just like me. I'm not like them. No one can stop me now.
So when are we going to get a chance to see you guys back over here doing perhaps more dates?
I mean, we're working on it. Just getting this to happen was priority, and Slam Dunk's been very awesome, asking us out like multiple years, like we said, and we were supposed to do it around COVID and just didn't work out. So this is definitely a start to seeing that the UK crowd and it enjoys it, and that would drive us to come back. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I'm loving the album, and I look forward to seeing you guys on stage later.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Say